and you're going to have this superpower in your hand. You're going to trade with a whole different je ne sais quoi. So let me take the superpower and I'm passing it to you. Don't trade without this. And it might sound so simple that it may sound ridiculous to you. Welcome to this utmost important video. What do you think is the most important thing you need to know as a trader? Is it your strategy? Is it money management? What do you think is the fundamental principle of the market that you need to know to be successful in trading? Now, there might be a plethora of answers to that question. And I'm not saying my answer that I'm about to give is the one above all those answers. But today I want to make you think. Because if I can make you think, I think I will get you much, much further than any method, strategy, or instructional video about trading ever will. Because from this point on, after this video, you'll actually be a trader. Someone that's thinking for themselves and actually looking at the market in completely different ways than you probably ever have. So welcome to this video where we talk about how the market moves and why it actually moves. Why does the price go up and down? Is that like this conspiracy algorithm thing that you've heard about, right? They go hunt your money and try to take your stops and all that stuff. Is that why the market moves? Is there this brilliant algorithm that is hunting for everyone's money? Are there these mischievous people on there that could be like, ha ha ha, we were going to go take the retail people's money, right? I'm not going that way because I don't believe that is that way. Is this a zero-sum game? Yes, it is. So whoever takes money takes it from someone else. So that does happen. But do I really think that there's this algorithm and that the market is fully based only on that? Absolutely not. Because how did the market exist before computers were that strong? And AI is getting better and better, but the market is not changing. It's still delivering price the way it was years ago. So if it's based on this algorithm that was written so many years ago, clearly there would be an AI program that could actually beat the market if it really was that way. Because it's running on a very old algorithm. It's running on very old logic, right? If all that would be really true, I don't really think there'd be money in the market. The reason why there is money in the market, it's a game of mass psychology. It's a game between all the participants. After this video, you may say, well, you didn't really teach me how to do this, and when this happens, do this kind of things. Yes, this video is fully conceptual. And it's not really instructional. It's not methodical. So this is not a secret strategy revealed kind of video, but it is the secret revealed. Because I guarantee you, if you understand what I'm about to share with you in this video, if you understand how the market moves and why it moves, you will have an advantage far beyond most of people who actually try to ever trade. So you may think, does it even matter? Do I need to know why price moves? It depends who you are. If you're fully mechanical and you're just following a strategy that you learned from someone else, from a course, from a book, whatever it may be, from a YouTube video, right? If that's what you do, this video makes no sense to you and you do not need this video at all. Because to you, the reason why price moves will make no difference. I am talking to you, the trader, who wants to trade with discernment, who sits in front of the market and is hunting for opportunities, who wants to have the understanding and the knowledge about the market so he or she is not dependable on something they learned out of a book, out of a course. So that if that strategy doesn't work tomorrow, you can come up with something else, where you can sit in front of the market and you can find opportunities way beyond only, oh, this is the only strategy I know, right? You can actually look at the market and you can dance with the market. You can understand what the market is trying to accomplish, and you can execute based on your understanding of what the market is trying to accomplish. Because, I mean, strategies and playbooks, all that stuff is fine, right? But you're a prisoner of that if you have no discernment, if you have no understanding of, well, why am I applying this strategy? And does this strategy apply now? Or now? Or why didn't it apply here, right? And in order to make these calls, in order to have that kind of discernment, we need to understand why and how the price moves. When we look at the market, not in conspiracy theories, not in candles, not in lines, not in moving averages, none of that stuff. When we actually look at the market for what it is, our understanding and our approach to the market will completely change. And I'm hoping that this conceptual video today will give you a fundamental understanding of something that is so simple, I can sum it up in one sentence. This video could be 10 seconds long. So why does price move? Because someone places an order. Now you may think, really? Really, Savada? You promised this fundamental, extraordinary knowledge and that's it? Price moves because someone places an order? Yes. And it might sound so simple that it may sound ridiculous to you. But I really want you to think about it. I really want you to understand that price moves because someone places an order. And there's more to that, don't get me wrong. We're getting to that right now. But really the foundation of everything in the market is the market moves because someone places an order. Now, we could get into auction market theory and how this is a two-sided auction market. And yes, all those principles apply. And please go check out a video about auction market theory. I'm not going to cover that here. Because there you could argue really, well, what am I going to do with that? And I'm like, I don't know. No idea what you're going to do with that. But this, which I am talking about right now, you can do a lot with. So let's talk about it. The two components that the market is actually comprised of. And when you understand these two components, from now on you will know. Maybe not immediately, you're going to have to take some time. And there, please go to this video of how can I create a trading strategy? How are trading strategies even developed? This video will walk through this. And it's based on the fundamental understanding everything step by step and building your strategy, building your career on understandings, not just on random things that we put together. Well, I saw a correlation and I saw, when this line crosses this, or when the chart does this, when price crosses this line, we've back tested it and it happens most of the time. We can make probability math out of that, right? Is that, what is that? We don't want to trade that. Do you want your life to be based on that? Or would you prefer to understand why the market moves and how it moves, and then say, well, because of knowing this, I'm using this tool to understand this information, and when the tools I use give me these kinds of information, then I know to execute. Looking at why and how the price moves, that's where we're going to get to. That's the whole goal of getting to the point where we're executing rationally, logically, because we're understanding why the market moves, and we're looking at the market in that day and we're seeing what the market is accomplishing because we're understanding how things are accomplished in the market. And it has two fundamental components, which is the orders that are placed aggressively versus passively. So it's, you could say, initiative orders and passive orders. We call that market orders and limit orders. And between the interplay of market orders and limit orders, the whole movement of price is determined. Because of this being a zero-sum game, limit orders and market orders have to be paired. They have to find each other to be executed. No market order can be executed if there's no limit order available to take it. So a buy market order will need a sell limit order to pair to execute that order. A sell market order will need a buy limit order to pair to execute that order. It's a zero-sum game, and it doesn't work any other way. If you don't know the difference, limit orders are set on price levels for the price to get to them and execute them. Market orders are executed right where the price is. And yes, we have spread and stuff, but again, we're not getting into that. If you don't know the difference between market and limit orders, and you don't know what spreads are and stuff like that, I currently don't have a video about all that, but those are really basics. Go find some videos, go read a book. Those are really easy basics you can find everywhere, right? So I'm not going to go into explaining when you hit a market order, well, it depends on where the spread is and how much the spread is. So you're going to get filled on that side. So you're not really getting filled at price, but you're getting filled at price plus minus spread, right? But again, the principle is that market order is at price, instant execution at price, and the limit order is an execution where the price is seeking that order. Price gets to it and gets executed. And why do I say instant in quotation marks? Because there's a queue. You hit it, it doesn't instantly execute. It executes right after all the orders that were executed before you executed got executed, right? So it's like standing in line in the supermarket. When you get in line, you have to wait till everybody else in front of you got executed. And then when it's your turn, you get executed. So if you hit your market order here at 4,000 and the line moves and we're at 4,005, well, then you get executed at 4,005 because you have to wait your turn. And when you get there, that's wherever the price is. That's market order, right? So it might not get filled exactly where you want it. It'll get filled wherever price is once it's your turn in the queue, once it's your turn in the line, right? But the difference with a limit order, you set the limit order at 4,000, price is going to come for it, and it's going to execute it at 4,000. If there's not enough liquidity, meaning there's not enough market orders to fill your limit order, meaning you're so far behind in the queue, by the time it's your turn, the cash register is out of money. The cash register is closed. So price will just return and go, and your order will never get filled. Because again, that zero-sum game, and there wasn't a market order left available anymore to fill your order. So that can happen with a limit order. So with a market order, you have the thing of you might not get filled at the price you want to get filled, so you're taking what's called slippage, right? Plus you're dealing with a spread as well. With a limit order, you might not get filled. If you're too far in the queue and there's none left, then you just won't get filled, right? And because it's so important, let's just go over it again. Principle number 1. It is a zero-sum game, meaning every market order needs a limit order to be matched to. This is how a contract is executed. The buy market order is matched to a sell limit order, and together they execute the trade with each other. We're trading with each other. And yes, little people, banks, all that stuff, right? So there's different kind of participants. But let's take those details out, and they're all people. And yes, some of them use algorithms and computers. Yes, absolutely. But in the essence of it, it is still the same fundamental principle. We're trading with each other. That each other can sometimes be a retail and a retail, can be a bank and a retail, can be a bank and a bank, and an investor and an investor, it could be an algorithm, like it could be all kinds of things, right? But again, it is a zero-sum game between limit orders and market orders. Now, who is sitting behind those limit and market orders? Again, that's for the participation video. Go to that one. You'll see the participants. We can talk about that there. For here, we're talking about the first basic principle of the market, that it's a zero-sum game between market orders and limit orders. Together, they pair to create one execution. Again, a buy market order is paired with a sell limit order, and a sell market order is paired with a buy limit order. So now we'll go to principle number 2. And principle number 2 is the seeking of liquidity. This is what actually makes the price move. And what seeking of liquidity means, it doesn't mean they're going to hunt for your stop and they're coming for your money. None of that stuff. It's a different discussion. Do stop hunts happen? Yes, they do. Please go check out my video about stop hunts and what a stop hunt really is. And maybe it's not this conspiracy thing that you thought it was. I'm fully in detail explaining it in this video, and it might blow your mind, so go check it out. But let's continue here, seeking liquidity. So we have limit orders, which we place on price levels. So sell orders and buy orders, limit orders, right? So limit orders are all resting at all these price levels, at all the increments. Depending on what asset you're trading, the increment can be different. Some of them in quarters, some of them in tenths, right? It can be all kinds of different price increments. The increments do not matter. So limit orders sit at the price increments. Let's say, for the sake of argument, for the sake of understanding of this concept, 10 orders per price level. Market order comes, it has to fill 10 orders till there's none left here, till it can go seek liquidity to find more orders. So let's say in the going up, that's buy orders that take the price up, sell market orders take the price down. So if, let's say just one, let's talk about one way to make it easy, right? Let's say 11 buy orders come in, and on each level we only have 10 limit orders. So we have 10 limit orders sitting on each level. 10 sell limit orders, right? Because the buy market order needs to be matched with a sell limit order. So we have 11 buy market orders coming in. It will be matched. So 10 of those, 10 of the market orders will be matched with the 10 available sell limit orders on that price level. And when those are matched and those 10 contracts are executed, now we have one buy market order left. And in order for that market order to be executed, to be filled, it now seeks liquidity by going one price level up and looking like, hey, is there any more sell orders here? Because on that price level where it wanted to execute, it's like, oh, sorry, we have no limit orders left here anymore. Well, okay, I'll take one step up and ask, well, is there any left here? And they're like, yeah, we got 10 of them right here, no problem. It's like, okay, I'll take one of those. Now those 11 market orders, they're done. And now we have 9 left here, right? So then the next person comes and says, oh, I'm placing 10 buy trades here. Well, we have 9 left. So 9 of the 10 that they place get matched with the 9 sell orders. And that one left over again, it's going to go seek liquidity. It's going to go one price level up again. And let's say on the next 4 levels, there's no sell limit orders. That's when you get the gap. That's when price gaps. So if there's sell limit orders on the next level, it'll just go up 1 tick. If there's none here, and then it'll go seeking liquidity. It's going to find the next sell limit that this buy order can go be filled at. Now let's say 50 more market buy orders get placed now. So now we have 9 left here. So 9 of them are going to get matched up. And they're like, okay, sorry guys, cash register's closed. We got nothing left here. So 41 buy market orders are left here. So it's going to go seek liquidity. It's going to go 1 price increment up. I'm going to say, hey, I got 41 market orders that I need to fill. And they're like, okay, well, in this price level, we have 10 sell orders. Okay, I'll take those 10. Boom, it takes 10, 31 are left. These 31, again, are going to go 1 price level up. Like, hey, I got 31 buy orders. Anybody want to match? Like, oh yeah, we got 10. Okay, we're going to match those 10 again. And the 21 that are left are going to go 1 price increment up again. So it's going to keep going till all the orders are matched. Because as we said, this is a zero-sum game, right? So each buy market order needs a sell limit order, and together they make 1 order. Because if you want to buy, you need someone to sell it to you. Same opposite way. If we want to do sell market orders, we need buy market orders. So if there's 10 buy market orders here, and we're selling 9 orders, 9 market orders, right? Well, price is not going to go anywhere because we're going to sell 9. We have 10 available, so 1 is left. But if we sell 11 orders on this side of the 11 market orders, and there's only 10 buy limit orders, we'll fill all 10, and our 11th order then goes seeks liquidity. And in a liquid market, you have orders on every tick. So what it does, it ticks down and finds that liquidity. It finds the next buy limit order that this sell market order can be paired with and filled. Again, if there weren't any, if it's a non-liquid, if it's not so liquid, you might have a few price levels without a limit order. So this sell market order will then skip price levels, and that's what we call a gap. It will gap to the next available limit order that it can be filled in. That's how you get slippage as well. Seeking liquidity, having to skip price levels to actually go get to the limit order that can fill that order. And that's why price moved. Because it was seeking liquidity. It was seeking liquidity after it had taken all the liquidity that was available at that price level. So what's liquidity? It's the passive orders, the limit orders resting at price levels. And the market moves because somebody places an order. We're tying it back to where we started. The market moves because somebody places an order, and it's a zero-sum game, and therefore it goes seeking liquidity. And the complexity in it is that it's a two-way thing. Sell market orders are seeking liquidity to the downside. Buy market orders are seeking liquidity to the upside. And that's why you get these zigzag games. And no matter what time frame you look at, it's always zigzag. Even the tiniest game, it always does this, right? Price never moves. It just does this, right? Because again, it's this queue. So maybe 100 people press buy, and then in between 50 press sell, and then 20 buy again, and then 30 sell again, and then 50 buy again, and then 100 sell. And right? Everything is pressed all the time, all the orders. So that's why it does, okay, seeking 100 up, seeking 50 down, seeking 100 up, seeking 20 down, seeking 30 up, seeking 30 down. Like, that's why the zigzag back and forth keeps happening, because it's seeking liquidity in both directions at the same time, because so many participants are involved in this and everybody is placing market orders in a different direction. And then people are taking their passive orders, they're putting them there, they're taking them away, their minds change, right? All that stuff happens. Sometimes you place an order, the market does something, oh, never mind, I got scared, I took it out, or I changed my mind, the market is moving, right? So that's really what makes price move. That's the fundamental essence of the market. So two things that we need to understand. It's a zero-sum game and the seeking of liquidity, which makes price movement. And that's what we mean when we say the price moves because someone placed an order. Because only when an order is placed can the price go seek liquidity, meaning seeking its other side to be a zero-sum game. And that seeking of liquidity is what makes price move. If you place a buy order, it's going to go seek it to the upside. If you place a sell market order, it's going to seek liquidity to the downside. So now, of course, I'm simplifying with saying there's 10 orders on each price level, right? And as you look at the DOM, you see these orders are coming in and out fast, in and out fast. And there can be hundreds. We get into stuff like iceberg orders where there can be thousands and they can refill. And you see this absorption and all that stuff, right? And you're hearing a bunch of terms you might have not heard before. Don't worry about it. They'll be covered in other videos, right? So let's not get bogged down with all the details, right? We'll get to that in other videos. But before we get into details, so we understand stuff like absorption, we understand stuff like gaps, we understand stuff like iceberg orders, we understand actually how to read the DOM, we understand how to read the footprint, we understand why would we even look at volume, why would we look at delta, right? All those things. What does it even mean when I see price move on a chart, on a line, on a candlestick, right? So we can understand all those things. We first need to understand these two basic principles about how the market moves and why the market moves. So this information, this concept, dive deep into it. And we'll go into the instruction and the methodical application of what this actually means, and we'll unfold it more and more together. I'll unfold it for you to really show you how powerful this information is. You learn these two concepts, this information of the market, and your trading game is going to change forever. It's going to change everything for you. The way you look at the market, the way you approach the market, the way you even set up your charts. Because with this understanding, all of a sudden you're going to become a wizard. Is it helpful? And it's a rhetorical question, because absolutely it is helpful. Is it helpful, right, to know these two principles and how the market moves and how it works? To then know, like, well, if this is really how the market moves, well, this is the chart I should use. In that case, this is the kind of information I want to look at. And in that case, why was I looking at this garbage information? It's useless. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't show me anything about the principle of the market. It doesn't show me anything about this relationship between initiative and passive. It doesn't show me anything about price movement other than that price moved. I want you to go to the market. If it's open right now, go right now. If it's not open right now, go tomorrow. Look at the market and look at it through the lens of these two. And ask yourself, the charts I'm looking at right now, Do I even see that in the market? And if you do, good for you. You chose good things to look at. You have already an understanding that most people don't. Maybe by chance, because you took the right course and they just gave you those charts. And if you're looking at things where you're like, I don't see any of this kind of information and I would like to, that's good. If you say, I would like to, good for you. Now, armed with this information that we just gave you, right? Armed with the understanding of the basic principles of how the market moves and why it moves. Now take some time and now you can think about, well, what do I want to look at? And what's the kind of information I do not want to miss? And of course, then we're going to look at, am I a scalper? Am I a day trader? Am I a swing trader? A position trader, right? It's going to make a huge difference on what you're going to look at. But we're going to start with a fundamental. We're going to start with, how does the engine in my car work? So when you press the gas pedal, you know why. You know how far to press it, how deep to press it. You understand why shifting is even a thing and what a brake pedal is, right? You want to understand the components. And it doesn't mean that you have to understand them to build your own car. But the more of an understanding you have, the better of a driver you will be. There is no Formula One driver that doesn't understand their car. Because while they're driving, they have to feel the car. They're pushing it into the corners of the racetrack to the max. Because they understand how the car works. They understand the limitations of the car. They understand the basic fundamental principles of the car and the fundamental principles of physics. So they know how much weight they can put into a corner and they can feel it. That's how they dance. That's how they become Formula One race car drivers. That's how they become the best of the best. Because they know all those things. They don't just sit in a car and somebody says to them, well, you go into this corner and at this speed, you turn the steering wheel at this many degrees at this point of the turn. No race car driver would be successful that way. And why would you think you'd be successful as a trader that way? At least the race car driver, the track stays the same. The track doesn't change, right? But even there, you have the humidity of the pavement, the heat of the pavement, the temperature, right, of the pavement, as well as the air, all the things, how light your gas tank is, how much gas you still have left. All those things will make every turn different. So every time you come to the same turn in the same race car, you have to take the turn a little differently. So you have to understand all these things. And it's the same with trading. I don't know why so many people think that you can just put one chart up there and draw these lines and that's just what it is. And yes, you can. Don't get me wrong. All this has been back tested and proven, even forward tested. But how is that working for you? Do you feel solid in that? Or are you just clicking the button, hoping? Does that feel a little bit like gambling to you? Or do you feel like a little lost and empty in that because you don't have this full body understanding? And that's what I'm really here for with what we're doing today. We're giving you that foundation to stand on. So you understand the temperature of the racetrack, the temperature of your tires, your gas tank, the air, and how all these things affect each other. So when you get to that turn, you're like, yeah, I could feel the wind and yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, my tires feel like this and oh, boom, and you turn into it, you lean into it and yeah, you drive it with all that you are and all that you know. And that's the foundation I wanted to give you with this course, with this video that we're doing right now. The two foundational principles of how the market moves and why it moves. Spend some time with this. Understand this concept. And in the videos that are to follow, we'll dive deeper into what this actually means for your trading, how you develop an edge based on this information. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this is valuable for you. Subscribe to the channel so you make sure not to miss the following videos that come that are going to build on this. Everything that I do is built on this understanding. When you come to my live videos, when you come to my live sessions, when you go to my educational videos, when you go to the video where I tell you what my strategy is, everything I do is built on this information. And yes, we expand it. We expand it and we build an understanding on this expansion. We build strategies on this expansion. And this is really what makes sustainability. If your trend line doesn't work tomorrow anymore, it's no big deal. You understand why the market moves and how it moves. That means you will understand the change in the character. And then you'll understand how you have to modify or replace your trend line. So your strategy and yourself and your understanding will constantly grow with the market that's growing and with the changes of the seasons and the participants. So it's not like, oh, my strategy really works in this season, but I kind of am flat on that season. I take a little loss on this season, right? No. As the seasons develop, you develop with them. And so do your approaches and your strategies, your bag of tricks, as I call it, right? We look at the dance of the market every day, every season, and then we pull different bags of tricks out and then we use them, right? This gives you a discernment, a superpower that the mechanical traders that just follow one system because they learned it in a book do not have. This makes you a trader of a completely different class. This makes you a trader of a completely different skill. And this is really what's going to set you apart from all the other traders. And it's really what's going to give you an edge that you may not fathom at this moment. So please dive into this. Spend some time understanding these two principles we've discussed in this video. If you want to go a little bit further, go find a video that talks about auction market theory. The market is an auction market. Now, will all that information help us and apply? No. But you want to be a good trader, go that extra mile. It won't hurt you. You might find something in there that gives you a little bit more clarity about the two principles we just talked about. And we're going to expand on this. We're going to go to all these other videos that I talked about. And I'm going to bring out more and more videos where we take this concept and I will show you actually on the chart. We're going to jump to the computer and I'll show you on the chart actually how we're looking at that, how we can see this principle that I just talked about and how we can use certain charts and certain availabilities in our trading platform to see all these things happening live. And how that gives us an edge and how we can find trading opportunities based on this knowledge and understanding. And yes, then you can bring out the bag of tools for execution. Then you can use your support resistance, your trend line, whatever you're so fond of and you really want to stick to, you can use that at that moment of time. But understand that that is just a tool to enter. It's not the whole thing. They sell it to you as the whole thing. Or you learn this strategy and this is what you do. Just keep repeating it like a robot and use money management and it will work. Well, you can, but you're taking away a big part of what this really is, what the game really is. How about we do the important part of the game as well? And then, yeah, you can still use your moving averages, your trend lines if you need them. But most of you, and we'll get there when we get to the video of how we develop a strategy, most of that stuff will fall away. Because you'll see now understanding this, you're going to start to understand the market completely different. You're going to start to look at the market completely different. And you're going to have this superpower in your hand. And you're going to trade with much more conviction, with a whole different je ne sais quoi. You're going to approach it differently. So let me take this superpower and I'm passing it to you. Take it. Don't trade without this. Why would you trade without this? So this is from me to you in this video. Thank you for being here and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss any of the other videos. Join me on the live sessions where we trade live in the market every day. But make sure you go through the YouTube channel and go through all the videos. You're going to need that knowledge in the live sessions. I don't have that much time in the live sessions to go through everything. Everything goes quick. It's a live market. We're trading live right in front of you. No back-tested hindsight stuff. Live every day. So you can actually see what it means to be a trader, because that's where the information lies, right? So I'll see you in those videos. Thank you very much for being here. As usual, it's an honor.